What's up? Um, started with an yeah. Anyway, got a little tarot video here. Got two decks. Might be missing some cards, but we got the cards we need. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll start with the Thoth Tarot. I felt like I should start with the other one, but I want to see. I want to see what this Thoth deck has to offer today. So we'll just shuffle some cards. See how this turns out. Um, Today I'm reading a very interesting energy. I'm tapping into something. First card we got is Worry, Ängslan, Five of Pentacles. It's the first card of the spread. It came with two cards together, the Death and Work. Yeah, we got Death and Work right there. Yeah, it seems like there's some moving parts. There's some things connecting. Moving through tight spaces. We'll see how it unfolds. Think those first cards signify some interesting things. Maybe some old ways need to die. But in order for that to happen, you gotta put in the work, you know? Just don't come for free. You gotta want change. You gotta want things to be better. Okay. Here came a card. Balance. Alright. Yeah. Measuring up, weighing the options, being noble in your conviction will always help. I will always help you get to where you're trying to go. We'll do two less shuffles. Alright. So let's see. We got 4 cards to start. We'll do one more, the top card. Ta-da. On track with change, förändring. Which is like infinity, but it's the Two of Pentacles. Snake biting its tail. Two yin and yang signs. Yeah. I'm gonna say that sometimes we work ourselves round in circles when in reality we should be moving on, pushing forward, trying new things. If the snake's biting its tail for infinity, what if the snake tried biting something else? Maybe the snake should have taken a bite of the apple instead of Eve. And Adam, of course, he got doped into taking a bite of that apple. Fool. But yeah. Of course, the snake does have balance in this position, but at what cost? Who wants to bite their own tail? Who wants to be so attached to oneself? I think the snake has a crown. That's a king snake right there. But the king snake is deciding to bite its tail? That's what the snake thinks is a good thing? Snake is an analogy, obviously, or a metaphor, or whatever it is. But, I think King Snake should be focusing on something better. Maybe you should too. Maybe there's something that needs your focus more. like this video, like watching this video, obviously this takes precedent over it all. You should continue. And yeah. You know, when putting in the work, the hard work, the work that needs to be done in your life, there'll always be opposition. There'll always be sharp things coming your way. But if you're in balance and you got your structure with good integrity, you can continue moving forward. No problem. No sweat. It'll be fine. Let's see, maybe that stabilizes the light. Not really, it made it worse. I don't know how to stabilize the light. I'm sorry. But yeah. No, I always really like symmetry. And I think it can apply to many things. Symmetry can help. Yeah. With stuff. So think how you can get things in order, into balance in your life. Sometimes you gotta cut some things out. What do you need to cut out in your life? What's not serving you anymore? What's hurting you? What are you connected to? We're all connected to lots of things. You know, people say everyone's connected to everyone. True, in a way, we're all connected in life, but we're not all connected like that. And we all have different connections to each other and things, objects and possessions. Yeah. And worry, I'd say don't be worried. I mean, I know firsthand that worrying can get the best of you. It can definitely dampen the mood. You can dampen the vibe. But, yeah. It's just an emotion, you know. And are you your emotions? Do you let your emotions control you? I do a lot of the time, honestly. But you can choose how you work with those emotions. You don't have to let the worry consume you and make you do, I don't know, things that are questionable to who you really are. It's like, don't let your emotions guide you. Let them be like to point you, okay? If I'm worried, why am I worried? What can I deal with in this worry? Like, there's something deeper behind it. It's not just there for no reason, you know? There's something more to it. Yeah. Pull some more cards. Forgot to check the bottom of the deck. I should have done that, but it's too late now. Can't go back. Cards are trying to fly, but I'm too stable with it. I'm too imbalanced. Might be because of the way I'm shuffling. Oh, the Fool spit out just like that. Yeah, I'm a fool. But I think it works. Got strength. Got the arrows crossing. The staff. The sun staff. I'm guessing this is the 9 of Wands right here. Studica. Yeah. There's strength in the Fool. In believing. I mean, eventually things will have to come your way. Because you're charging forward. You're moving. Moving with life. And then life moves with you. It's very important to be conscious about how you're moving in life. And having trust in the ways that you're moving. And if you don't trust it, if you don't believe it's true, then what's it even doing for you? Oh, there was one card that fell first. We got the Hierophant. Okay, we got a bunch of cards now. I'm going to take a break from shuffling that because we got a lot to unpack here. So, we got the Hierophant, the Hierophant of Menace, Oh, that's why I need to. Oh, how do I turn off the. Who cares? It'll be fine. Anyway. So yeah, Hierophant into Failure. That's a dark card. Failure. Well, it doesn't have a nice ring to it, but we'll see what it means in this read. This little read I got for you. Got the Prince of Pentacles. I've seen this prince so many times. He shows up often. Let's see. So, this is the order. Yeah, like, what are you actively manifesting into your life? And manifesting is just a word that's used for saying, what am I putting out there? Because it's going to attract back to me. So, what am I trying to get? Where am I thinking? Where are my thoughts going? What am I throwing out to get back in? What am I manifesting? What am I delving into? What am I developing in my being, in my thought, in my soul, in my heart? All that. Hope it's not failure. Hope it's not failure. But failure comes. Sometimes we're manifesting something that maybe isn't for us, and then obviously not going to succeed if it's not meant for us. Then you have to fail. So failure is an important part of the process in getting to where you want to go. If you don't fail, then how are you gonna get it? You need to learn a lesson, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't fail. You would have succeeded, obviously. But don't take it to heart. Don't get all sad and droopy, like the Prince of Pentacles. Look, even his horse is droopy and sad. Yeah. Don't get droopy and sad about your failures. It's just part of life. We all fail. Time and time again. I mean, you can play life really safe and then you'll never fail. But that's not really it. That's a trick. You're always going to fail. There's always going to be failures coming your way in life. So just be strong and go towards where you got to go. Get it, you know? Be strong. Hold your strength. You can't see around the next corner. Never will. Some things you just gotta experience to get there, you know? So, yeah. Be you, be wild, be free. Let's see. I could have checked the bottom there too, but I guess I'll have to continue developing my tactics. But I think it's pretty nice seeing where this is gonna go. You know, I could predict your life. I could try. But if I'm talking to a bunch of people, how am I possibly gonna do that? Everyone's life is different. I'd rather just talk about the energy. Whew. Going deeper. We got sadness. The Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is a sad card in every deck, but it is extra sad in this deck. And in Swedish, it's even called sadness. Yeah. It's so sad. It's so sad that some flowers that only want to bloom just get bombarded from things that don't see its beauty. gets tarnished. Its petals fall off. It loses parts of itself, you know. Yeah, it can be grim. But you have no choice but to bloom anyway. It doesn't matter how sad you get, how in your feelings you get, but you still gotta bloom. Still gotta try. Put yourself out there, you know. See what you like. Even when that failure hits you, you still gotta keep seeing. Otherwise, what? You're a flower that never chose to bloom? Just a bud? A sad little bud that never bloomed? That sounds terrible. It's a whole bunch of cards. We got a whole story here on the bottom. So, we got all these cards. Alright, I'll read you the story, and then I'll show you the cards. You can see the cards afterwards, in order, the order that I read them. I'll skip using the names for them. I'll just make like a different story out of it, and we'll see what it's about. So, we have you. You have all this amazing strength and abundance and backing and power and all these, everything you need, really. Nothing, you lack nothing. You might think you do, but you don't. And the more you use this strength, the more the cuppeth overfloweth, the more you'll experience the joy of life. It's like I just met an elderly woman walking, and we didn't know each other, but she was like, we saw each other, and she was like, so I walked over. I was like, let's have a little chat. And I had a little chat with her and just talked about life, and then moved on. She went home, I went home, or I went to the store, and it was just so sweet, and I just felt overflowing with just good, emotions. I felt like I was living well. I was like, yeah, that's how I want to be able to live my life. Just have nice interactions with random people. So, you know, like being there for life, having your flower bloom. I mean, maybe you thought that last petal you dropped, that was the last one. You couldn't afford to drop any more petals. How many petals do you have? Maybe you have more than you know. Probably a lot more than you know. Probably countless flower petals. So just keep blooming, and they'll eventually, you won't even see. Think of a flower blooming. It like spreads out. It opens up and it spreads out. I think you lose some of the petals up there, but then the more you bloom, the less you see that part. So the less you notice that you lost some petals along the way, and it doesn't matter anymore, because now you got all these other petals to show your shine. Maybe you had to lose a couple to preserve the whole, you know? That was self-preservation. Whatever you went through that was hard, that was self-preservation. That was to get you to where you had to be in life, and you had to experience it to learn your lessons. That's how it is in life. So yeah, manifest more, do more. What can you do more for yourself? For yourself, not for anyone else. Think about other people. Don't discard other people. Don't be ruthless out here. Keep them in mind, but better get waving, start making your magic, and start doing your things that you need to do, because you should believe in you. I believe in me, and I believe in you, and all of you, and everyone. I believe in everyone. Everyone can change. Everyone can be better. I do believe there's some irredeemable acts that need to be taken care of, but that's a story for a different time. But the premise is everyone can be good. Everyone does deserve to be believed in. Some people need to be punished for their actions, though. But who are you to punish them? Maybe sometimes you need to look the other way. Maybe instead of trying to punish someone, you should be more, stoic. Be more regal in the way you tend to your business. Don't put your business in other people's business. Like, you got yours, they got theirs. If you don't want to mix with them or whatever, if you don't want to interact, then don't. You can have your own palace, but don't let that grow spite in you. Don't let that make you want to, I don't know, hurt other people. Don't turn your hurt into hurting other people. That's a terrible way to deal with it. Can't hurt because you're hurt. No. You got to deal with your hurt if you're hurt. And if you deal with your hurt, if you pour into yourself, if you make sure that you're living well, that you got good energy in your tank, good energy around you, got the right people, the right things to do, you're moving forward. But you got to think about all these other things also. You can't just do it unconsciously. You got to think like, okay, so if I'm doing this, then what is that affecting? What is happening because I'm doing this? Because if you're doing something, and it feels great for you, maybe for the people you're with, but in the grand scheme, what is it doing for other people, for the environment, for yada yada yada? There's a lot of things you can take into account, and you don't have to dig too deep. You can just scratch the surface on it, and then you'll know, oh yeah, I do see that. Maybe it isn't so good to, I don't know, let's say eat chips. Maybe it isn't so good to eat chips. I know it's not good for my body. I know I know the production is blah blah blah. It makes more plastic. I shouldn't eat chips. Boom, I stop eating chips. Now, it might suck for a while, but after a while you'll be used to not eating chips, and you'll be like, you know what? I never needed to eat chips to begin with. Now I can do without. So then now you're more whole without something that you used to need. Yeah. Interesting. So and it's like giving in to the lust and temptations of things. Oops. But I said the word that was on the card, but no, not quite. But anyway, but not giving into it. Like there's so many sweet things out there that look so good, feel so good. Ooh, I really want to go a little deeper on that. I want to taste a little more. I didn't quite get satisfied from just a little tip. I needed more. So, but if you hold yourself and don't fall for that temptation, you don't go for more. Just be satisfied with what you got. Then it's almost like something more powerful happens. You grow more from resisting temptation than falling into temptation. Of course, I think there is a good lust in temptation, but I think it has to be used the right way for the right things. I don't think you can just lust over everything and be tempted by everything and fall for it, then you're just being controlled by your lust, temptation. So, yeah. Think about it. What's that lust gonna lead to? What's gonna be the aftermath? After I lust into that, what's gonna happen after? There is always a best case scenario. What about the other scenarios? What if you go towards that lust and then nope, you get nipped in the bud. Oops, shouldn't have done that. So it's a bad thing you lusted after. You shouldn't have lusted after that. You shouldn't have been tempted, but you were tempted and then you went towards it and then you had to deal with the aftermath. How many times has that happened? Yeah. And how fun is it when that happens? And it takes a long time to, certain lessons take a long time to learn, but I believe that you can get better. Change your ways, be better for yourself. The people around you will enjoy it. So you're doing it for someone else by helping yourself. And don't let anyone stand in your way while you're doing that. If you know you're doing it to better yourself and someone else thinks that, nah, but is that really the way you should go? Like, if you feel like someone's pushing you down because you're trying to do better for yourself, then you know what? You just move on. You leave that in the background. You piece that. That's that. You don't have to cut, but you can just move on for a while and see, okay? What was all that? Or you can dive into it. That's up to you. You can blaze it with them, But in my personal experience, if you have opposition saying that not this, not that, then it's best to move on because they are not going to help your mindset on what you want to do. And you know why you wanted to do it. You came to a conclusion. So why would you go back on that just because someone else had a differing opinion? That sounds mental. Done it many times. It happens. We all do it. It's part of life. It's a part of learning. It's part of growing. It's part of doing. Even if you're not trying. Sometimes we don't learn from our lessons. That's why they keep happening. But if you do, kudos to you. Yeah. If you do that, then you can really start stoking your fire. You can really start seeing, oh, look at all this. Look at what I've done. You start falling into amazement for the things that you've been doing. Like, whoa, you're looking, you're like, oh, I did that. Look how I stood up for myself there, for example. Or look at the things that I learned because I wanted to learn it and I did it. I stuck through it, followed through, and now I know. So I'm better for it, You start feeling more strong, more confident, not looking back as much. The past starts to settle. And in the past settling, you can look forward. Sometimes we got to look at the past to deal with it. Then sometimes we got to look in the present to see what we got. And then after that, we can look towards the future. Sometimes we'll have to go back and, but let's say there's those 3 steps. Then, looking forward. Ooh, that's when it gets fun. Because then you don't feel like the past or the present is gnawing at you. You got so far that you can start looking towards the future. Then, sky's the limit when you get to that point, right? And then you can really start having fun. Yeah, pushing forward, just from the mud you arise. Cutting, swinging your sword fearlessly. Sometimes you'll get pushed back again. Sometimes you might fall. You can fall back into the mud. It happens. But you can also lean on something. That's why it's good to build, let's call them emotional pillars. So you can build an emotional pillar after you get to a certain point. Let's say you get to the present. And then right when you're going from the present to the future, around then I think, then you can build like a fortification on that level. So you're not gonna, even if you fall, at least you're not going further down. You'll get a little mud on you, I mean, it's still gonna be a dirty level in a way, depending on what it was you were dealing with in the past before then. I mean, maybe sometimes you have a lighter level. Maybe you climbed up from the mud one time and you came into the clouds, and then next time you built in the clouds. Now going up from there, things like this. So, but making sure that you fortify what you've learned so you don't forget later. So if you fall back into those negative mindsets or whatever it was, you can always get back and ground yourself. I made like an audio video of that once, which I haven't been using. I knew I was at a good level there, but sometimes you gotta have a different experience, so you kind of gotta move on. But I could always go back to that level if I wanted to, and who knows, maybe that was a higher level than I'm at right now. I just want to save it for later. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't gone back for a while, so I can't really know, but maybe it would be. But yeah, push on. And that's the cards. It's been good, but I feel like I'm liking the vibe right now. We're getting deeper and deeper, so I'm just gonna keep going, and we'll see what happens. But I'll flip through the cards so you can see what I just read, because I read 8 cards. Infinity. No biting the tail though. All right, so we got the Emperor as the first card. Boom. Then we got the 4 of Cups. Yeah, 4 of Cups. Right there. Yeah, I don't know if it focused, but who cares? We got the Ace of Wands. Boom, hit the Empress. I like that card. It's a beautiful card. There we have the 3 of Cups, which is overfloweth. Overflowed. We got Lust right there. Lustan. That's why it's like, yeah. But that's a... Oh! I just realized it's okay. No one's gonna check. It's fine. We got Frederick, 10 of Wands, oppression or whatever. We got the Princess of Pentacles. That's what it is. It's because it's in Swedish, and it takes some time for my brain to recalculate sometimes, sorry. And then we got the Prince of Swords. See, that's where I got the little analogy for the fortification, because he's leaning. You can see there on that. So if you fortify, have something to lean on, build something, then you don't have to fall down into the mud. Who wants to fall back into that? No, especially not when going up towards that. Then falling back in the mud would be devastating. Going from there to there, like, oof, please no. That's it. Yeah. So yeah. Now I'm like, should I just end it? I could. 30 minutes? Pretty long. Yeah. We're doing a little more. We didn't do the Starman Tarot. I wanna clarify the message. I'm not going to be clarifying the actual cards. I'm going to clarify the message in general, because I feel like the message holds a red thread in it, and I think trying to clarify the cards would jumble it up. So, we'll go deeper. See how deep can we go with it. We might find out some interesting things. Fun fact, while we wait, first tarot video I recorded for myself, I lost the recording. I'm pretty sure the recording just disappeared. And yeah, it was like over an hour long. It was an epic reading. It disappeared. So I guess that reading was just for myself. Okay. We start with the 7 of Cups. Looks like a champion, bro. Look, and he's on that floor. He's on that. This man's built his own structure. This guy must be at the top or something. Can you go higher than that? He looks pretty high. It looks like he can form whatever he wants in there. I think that man's has made it. Actually, doesn't even have to be a man's. It can be a woman's. it can be an unidentified, genderless thing, person. It's just a being. Let's stick with being. We'll skip using men or women or anything else, and we'll just speak about people as beings, because that's really what we are. We're just all beings. I think a bird's a being. But I don't know. Is a bird a being? Is a dog a being? I kind of think so. Alright. 2 cards. I thought it was just going to be 1. We pulled the master card of the deck. The Starman. You see, I guess we could go a little higher. Had to prove me wrong, didn't it? But yeah, the Starman looks like he's standing on top of this man's lair. See? This guy thinks he has it all covered, but he just built this being's. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying man's to describe a thing, a person, or whatever. I don't think about the things anyway. So yeah, we got standing on top. Just the ghosts of the past now have their own purpose. The memories, the things, they're not even affecting anymore. They're more having or they are affecting things, but they're having a positive effect on things. They've been reused to be something positive, something that can be helpful, maybe for other people or for yourself. Maybe let's say a traumatic experience that you've had. Let's say that actually taught you this really valuable lesson, and because of it, you'll make sure that doesn't happen to other people. So, in a way, you having that experience just made you stronger so you could help other people. Passe, meaning that you were strong enough to handle having such a traumatic experience and still getting back up and moving forward after it, not letting it tear you down. You still had more petals to bloom, like you were okay losing those petals, even if you didn't know it at the time. Obviously, no one wants to go through anything traumatic. No one wants to feel hurt or pain or all these things, but we are, and if you're stronger, then you'll probably have hard, it's gonna be more tough. You're gonna have more heavier things are gonna get you because they see that you're strong and they want to test your strength. Some people test your strength in very foolish ways, which is just something they should think about more. We should not think about it. That's not our duty. They should think about it. Whoever that is for you, you know, or has been. But it's not for us to deal with. We don't have to. It's like, would you solve your oppressor's problems? That doesn't make sense. Is it? Why would you help someone that pushed you down? It's like, oh, they pushed you down in the dirt and then you got up and gave them a chocolate. What? So you're gonna let them mess with you and then you're gonna lick their butt? Like, no. That's not how things work. No. No. But if they show some good faith afterwards, if you show them that, it's important to maybe help them sometimes take accountability for what it is they've done to you. If someone pushes you down, getting back up and saying, excuse me, but that really had a negative impact on me and it gave me pain, and like explaining to them what you went through because of what they did to you, that can help them understand. Oh, that's what happens? Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that then, if that's what happened to you afterwards, because I didn't want you to feel like that. And if they turn around and say that they did, if you express humbly from your heart what it felt after they treated you a certain way or someone treated you a certain way, then, and they don't care even after that, peace to the streets. Gone with it. Ain't nobody got time for that. Digging in, nah, that sounds like a terrible time. But you don't have to have any hard feelings. You can actually, that's when I use sympathy. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them that they can't comprehend feelings, that they can't understand how emotions work. I feel bad for them. And then I move on, because I don't need to be carrying around that. But I at least let myself feel it, because then it heals my heart space. It helps me move on, because then I know that wasn't because of me. That was because of you. So it's like in Buddhism, they talk about, I'm not religious in any way. I'm not assigned to any religion. So miss me with all that. But in Buddhism, they teach you about non-attachment and what was the other thing I was Yeah, I guess it's kind of the non-attachment thing. We'll go for that first, at least. Maybe I'll remember something more. So, not being too attached to what has happened to you. Like, not being a victim, you know, or not letting this life that you've lived be the, like, it sounds a little crass. That's why I'm laughing. um, yeah, don't let it define you. Don't let your life define you. You had to go through what you went through. You can always turn the leaf and go in a different direction. You can turn it, go left, turn it, go right, turn it, go forward, up, down, wherever you want to go. You can fall from the highest position and you can spring to the top from the lowest position. So wherever you are, but it's always up to you. You're the one that decides where you want to go with it all. If you mess around, you gonna find out. Sometimes you might not want to find out. Sometimes some worms are best left in the can. I've learned that many times, and I still do it. I just can't help myself. Sometimes my brain just won't shut off. It just keeps going and going and going. So, yeah, but you can try anyway. That's the point of the matter. Even if it keeps happening, you can still try for it not to happen, you know? But, and eventually, you can be at the top. And to me, top floor, I mean, yeah, in this picture it's solitary, but I don't think it is. Who says that everyone can't be at the top? Someone has to be at the top for someone to be at the bottom. If we're thinking about it in terms of levels, then there's the bottom floor. And then levels all the way up to the top. And what? There has to be people at the bottom floor? Beings? There has to be beings at the second floor, at the third floor, at every floor there has to be someone for what? Can't we bring everyone from the bottom level all the way up to the top level, and then everyone's at the top level? That sounds like collaboration. That sounds like a good time, doesn't it? I think so, at least. I think everyone at the top floor, I think that would be amazing. I don't think anyone deserves any less than anyone else. That's my personal philosophy. It's like, I want to be free, so I have to make sure everyone else is free. That's just it. And yeah, this card's a little... yeah, who cares? It's nice. It's the Lovers. And yeah. Whew. Got me feeling. Gotta stop looking at the solar plexus region. That's gonna get me too hot and fuzzy right now. Yeah, the bees are flocking. They can taste it. They can sense the honey is dripping honey right now, and they want some. Oh my god, they want the honey. So sweet. Oh, and what's that? What's your honey? What? How do you get into that honeylicious phase? You know what gets you dripping? Crazy as to know if I said that, but it's true. What gets you dripping in life? You know what gets you all hot and fuzzy? What brings joy to your life? What gets you singing, being all happy? You know, there's gotta be lots of things. Choose good things though. Don't fall into the negative temptations like we were talking about earlier. There is a lot of negative temptations out there that will try to steal your focus, your attention. Don't fall into it. It's a trick. It's a scam. It's not going to get you there. So you need to use your discernment. Discernment is so important. And yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling warm and fuzzy, isn't it? But sometimes those bees can be a little pesky little bees. I heard, just to clear, so I heard that if you say but, then it clears away everything you said before. That's not how I use it. I use it to add. But it's like, but there's more to the story. That's how I use it. Just so you know, clarifier. It could go into that a lot, but anyway. So yeah, just because you're oozing all that goodness, and you're all warm and all fuzzy, then it's definitely gonna attract some bees. bees make honey, right? Can't they? Let's say the bee is also a being like you. Then shouldn't that bee be somewhere making its own honey instead of coming over trying to steal yo sweet little droplets? I'd say that's a more conducive way of using the being's time. And if you're a bee, being attracted to the honey, the goodness, then think about what's gonna happen if you go and steal, or steal. If you go and steal someone else's honey, then you're gonna have a nice little sweet meal of honey. Yeah, it'll make you feel warm and fuzzy for a little while, but then you're gonna need more because you got a taste for it. But for some reason you're not producing. Why aren't you producing your own honey? See? It's like you could be making your own honey, but instead you're going around eating other people's honey? Come on now. It feels better to do it yourself. Make your own honey. I don't know how that's going to be interpreted right there. Anyway, curb my enthusiasm for a bit. Yeah. You can make honey in many different places. On every floor. You can make honey at the bottom floor. Oh, this is interesting. You can make honey at the bottom floor, second, all the way up to the top. Then think about how's the honey gonna be on each floor. I'd say the bottom floor would have like the lowest quality honey. You got the low quality honey there. It can only get to a certain potency, let's say. So you got the bottom floor's low potency honey. That's good and nice. But then you go up to the 10th floor, let's say. Let's say there's 20 floors in this analogy. So you get to the 10th floor, and now you're producing medium quality honey. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, getting pretty good. Enjoying it thoroughly there. But there's still higher. So, of course, sometimes maybe you need to produce some honey to be able to get up to the next floor, maybe. It's like, let's turn the honey into energy. So it's building energy. So now you build all this good energy, and then boing, that raises you to the next floor, and then boing, it keeps going and going and going and going and going. Your environment might stay the same. Maybe you're not moving up in terms of material things, but you're moving up on the inside, and what really matters, right? So, yeah. Then we get to the top floor, producing 100% pure, potent honey. This is the best honey that ever. There's no better honey than this. It's never going to get better than this. But think about how good that means it has to be. If it's the best, and there's never going to be anything better, then that's got to be pretty good, if you ask me. I'd guess it would be immaculate. So, and it's like, just because you get to that top level and you can make all this yummy honey, I mean, now you're making money honey, all this good money honey up top. You can even start giving some honey. You can save some of the honey, have a little storage of honey. You can start, now you're producing more than you can even use for yourself. Oh, look at that. Now I can start getting other people up from the lower levels. Here, take some honey, have some good honey money, and then they're like, ooh, thank you. And then obviously they're going to appreciate you. Just don't be a jerk about it. Just do it because that's what you want to do. Give your money honey down to the lower levels and bring them up, and then they'll start coming up. Boom! Now there's another producer of honey, someone else making good money honey, and I mean, so on, so forth, until everyone gets up to the top level, and then everyone's at the top level just living it up. Just there's so much honey. We're bathing in it at this point. We got swimming pools of honey. We got honey just oozing everywhere. It's just a honey paradise. Yeah, I think that would be pretty epic, probably. But it takes a long time to build money honey when you got low level potency honey. You gotta go higher to be able to produce that money honey, you know, the 100% pure money honey that you want. That takes some time. Yeah. So, I guess that's the Daryl video. I'm gonna end it there because I just love that part so much. It felt so good saying it too. I really hope you enjoyed the video. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your time.